Offensive language, satanic images, even talk about burning down churches. You'll find it on Knoxville's community television, and as we found out, you paid for it, and there's not much you can do about it. We want to warn you, some of the video in this story may offend you. Click on Community Television of Knoxville during the day, and you'll find the latest in homegrown religious programming, community calendars, and public meetings. Click on CTV after midnight, and you might find this.
For now, I want you to take this can of gasoline, and I want you to burn down the Methodist church up the street.
Bill Housley stumbled across Satanarchy, a self-proclaimed satirical puppet show mocking Satanism in the middle of the night.
I thought it was right cute, you know, when I saw the puppets. But then it didn't take but seconds for the F word to come out, you know.
Well, I worship the devil.
Yes, the F word, the S word, satanic symbols, talk of sacrificing animals, and church burning.
I wish to follow the left-handed path of pure evil and join your satanic cult.
All wrapped up in a 15-minute puppet show you pay for through your tax dollars and cable franchise fee.
I think if the proper authorities knew what was being put on the air there, I think that they would have some say about that.
Knox County Mayor spokesman Mike Cohen did. He watched the program for less than 2 minutes before stopping it.
I mean, virtually anybody that watches that is going to just find that patently offensive.
Yet we found there's not much you can do about it. You can always call your local cable company and block CTV from coming into your home. You can always change the channel, or you can file a lawsuit. But you may not get results. Just ask CTV General Manager David Vogel.
You may find programming offensive. Offensive is not illegal. You may find it boring. Boring is not illegal. You may find it disgusting. Disgusting is not illegal.
As long as it is not considered obscene, programming like this is protected under the First Amendment. An amendment Satanarchy's producer Brian Davis says he's fiercely protective of.
I mean, currently we're at war with certain religious groups who would have all our rights taken away with. And so I guess with that in mind, I want to make sure that I have these rights. And what good are they if I don't use them?
The people behind the program say they aren't promoting Satanism. In fact, they say they're laughing at it. But county spokesman Mike Cohen isn't.
I mean, if there's a way we can legally stop stuff like this, we'll be glad to do it. But I mean, ultimately, a lot of this stuff's going to fall under the First Amendment, and the First Amendment's a good thing, even though some bad things come with it.
In the meantime, Bill Housley is going to exercise another one of his rights.
As a taxpayer, I just want to stand up and say I resent it, you know. If they're going to do that, I don't have to tune that program. That's why I have a remote control.
Now, Satanarchy did have a limited run and is over for now. The producer of the program says he hopes to rerun the segments. County spokesman Mike Cohen sent the show to the District Attorney General's office for review. Assistant DA John Gill says the program is not considered obscene, which means shows like it can continue to run. And you pay for those programs. According to Knox County Law Director Mike Moyers, Knox County taxpayers provide CTV with free office and studio space in the Andrew Johnson building. Knox County also gives CTV a grant. This year it was for about $39,000. The rest of the funding comes from the franchise fee you pay on your cable bill. And we want to hear your comments about this story. We've set up a special place for you to email us on our website. That's WATE.com. It's in the Sound Off section. We're going to go through what we get in the next few minutes and let your voice be heard on 6 News at 6. It's something you may not want to watch on television, but it's been there and you're paying for it. 6 News investigates.
Plus, a local middle school gun to school.
White coffee drinkers toothpaste.
You'll be shocked at what we found on community television in East Tennessee.
I want you to burn down the Methodist church.
Your tax dollars paid for it.
I wish to join your satanic cult.
Discover the difference today at 5 on 6 News.
A cable station you pay for with tax dollars and franchise fees is running programs many say is not only inappropriate, but offensive.
I'd heard the F word before, and I'll probably hear it again. But burning the church did it for me.
6 investigates a puppet show called Satanarchy that aired on community television. You paid for it, but you can't stop it from running. Story next, only on 6 News.
6 investigates.
Our 6 News investigation, based on viewer complaints about a controversial program on community television of Knoxville, has generated lots and lots of emails. Our story centered on Satanarchy, a cable program its producer calls a satirical puppet show mocking Satanism. It also uses offensive language, satanic imagery, and talks about burning down the Methodist Church. The show, which ran after midnight, followed CTV guidelines and is protected by the First Amendment. But the cable channel it airs on is paid for by your cable franchise fees and some tax dollars which support community television of Knoxville. Now, since our story aired, we've received dozens and dozens of responses on our website, and hundreds of people have logged on just to see what others are saying. Susan Donnelly wrote, "It's free speech, which we're all entitled to. Christians, Buddhists, Jews, pagans, Muslims, whatever. As the show pointed out, if you're offended, you're free to turn the channel. Simple as that." The show itself seems pretty silly, and it seems like WATE is making a mountain out of a molehill. Phyllis Seagrove said, "I'm very angry that 1 cent of my money has been spent on this trash, and I also think the system is letting us down as taxpayers when we as decent people have no choice but to let this trash ever be in our homes. I have 7 grandchildren who at different times watch TV." The executive producer of Kill Your Television, who included the Satanarchy segments in his show on CTV, was not happy with the way we presented the story. He wrote, "Not only does this threaten the presence of the more controversial shows, such as the one in which I am involved, but it threatens the programs that strive to uphold the majority-based accepted values. I stated several times during the unedited interview that my objective was not to offend, but to exercise my freedom to speak freely and encourage others to do likewise." As you can see, people have dramatically different viewpoints on this program. UT broadcast journalism professor Mark Harmon, who's done quite a bit of research on the public's response to community television programming, spoke with Gene Patterson about this issue during a taping of Sunday's edition of Tennessee This Week.
The answer to bad speech is more speech. If you're offended by a program that you find on the air at 3 in the morning, well, make a program of your own. Anyone can go down to public access television, make one. I've hosted them, I've been on them, I had a show of my own briefly. It seems to me that cable access is literally yours to be had. If you don't like something else on the soapbox, guess what? You can jump up on the same soapbox.
Some of you asked us why the Federal Communications Commission doesn't forbid what some consider bad language and offensive images on CTV. The answer? The FCC does not regulate cable programming. If you're interested in checking out what people are saying about this issue, go to our website, WATE.com, and click on the Sound Off section.
The 6 News Lottery I team has found another unusual place